Hey, what's going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Merry Christmas. I hope everybody's having a great Christmas. If you're somebody that works, I hope you get a chance today to at least visit some family and friends, and that your co-working family will take care of you. And maybe you're somebody who's had a tragedy or something over the holiday season, or you're far from family and are alone. Been there. Stuff happens, right? I hope you find some peace and some rest this holiday season. But with that being said, just wanted to do a breakdown of MLB The Show 23. What are some things they could change? What are some things that are good? Start with Road to the Show. I think Road to the Show wasn't real great this year. I messed around with it a little bit. Um, it wasn't that fun. I think they need to redo some of the systems for development of your player and customization and that kind of stuff. I think they kind of just threw the bare bones out there. It's not the worst thing ever, but I think it was cool when they would have the pre-draft situation and then the draft. Now you can pretty much choose where you want to go and what you want to do, which it's not very realistic, but it's still fun though if you want to hop in and play some of that. Diamond Dynasty, this is a big one. This has been one of their biggest parts of the entire game for years now. And I think there's a lot of good things, honestly. Diamond Dynasty itself. First of all, the actual gameplay of this entire game, I want to say, is really good. So when you're actually in the game playing, as far as animations and hitting and all that, I think they did a really good job. There's a couple of things that maybe are a little bit funky. I think fielding is always going to be weird. Hitting, it took me a second to get used to, just with the whole perfect situation. I still don't think you should ground out on a perfect, but I understand hitting a line drive right at somebody because that's life, right? You can hit a ball just textbook perfect and it goes right to somebody. So I get that. I'm not mad at that. I will say with Diamond Dynasty, the amount of 99s out there is kind of interesting because we have so many 99s and then so many like 97s, and it's like, what are we doing? So if we're going to really go all in on 99 overalls, we should probably do it. But as far as that's concerned, that's cool. I think ranked play is fine. I don't play a lot of ranked. A lot of the times it just kind of drags out. There's not a whole lot you gain from grinding out ranked, but it is fun to use your cards and stuff that you've earned. So I still enjoy playing a little bit, but I haven't made too many videos on it. I will say that it is fun doing a lot of the programs and stuff. I know that they had a ton of different programs and a ton of content, which I actually really liked because it gave you so many different things to grind on. Obviously, I play this game a lot, so somebody might not have as much time as I do. See, I work 48 hours a week, but it is clumped together differently because of my job. So I do end up with a lot of time off in large stretches, which is nice. But anyway, so overall, I think the game's good. I think Diamond Dynasty's good. Couple of things though from Diamond Dynasty that I didn't care for, particularly into the two big modes, which is ranked and battle royale. We have a situation where a lot of the pitchers are unusable because of the way the pitches are balanced. I think the only effective pitches really that you can throw confidently is a sinker and a cutter. Although four-seam, two-seam fastballs are okay, curveballs are okay, but sliders, dude, sliders and changeups get hammered. Get absolutely hammered. And I think it's just because they're a little slower and they don't move as much. I think what they need to do is they need to go into Battle Royale. They need to bump the difficulty up to Legend difficulty is what I think. That makes all the other pitches effective because now all of a sudden the change in speed is more with the curveballs and it actually becomes a much more realistic experience. And then that would allow a lot more pitchers to be effective, and it would allow you to really pitch the way you would in real life. So I think that adjustment would be great. I do think the pitching control situation isn't great either. If you're using a different style of pitching, like say you wanted to use meter pitching, which everybody's used forever, and just recently they've changed it. I still like meter pitching. That's still my favorite because that's what I've played with my whole life. But I will say you have way more control. What's the other one? Is it analog? I can't remember the name. But anyway, you draw the little thing. That style of pitching is way more effective. And I think they should balance that out so you can actually have some control. A lot of the Battle Royale experience is drafting your team. And if you get put in a situation, and it's happened to me, where you need a pitcher, right? You've got pitchers on the board, and you look and nobody has a sinker or a cutter. Like that, it's going to be useless. It's very, very difficult against a really good player to get by using a guy that throws a fastball, a changeup, and a 12-6 without a cutter or a sinker in there. So I don't know if they need to redo some of the pitching mechanics or the ball movement mechanics. I don't necessarily think it's that. I think it really is just the all-star difficulty. I think the all-star difficulty takes the effectiveness out of some of the breaking balls a little bit too much. And I think Legend would be awesome because I think you would finally get that change in speed that you really should have and not have a chance to react. If you're sitting fastball up in the zone and they start a curveball up there, and then all of a sudden it falls off the table, it should be very, very tough to hit that and not roll over. I do like Battle Royale, but I do think they need to change some things to make all the different pitch types effective because it's tough if you're trying to use a sinker slider guy. He's like sinker slider changeup. It's like, yeah, I'm going to use my sinker, but boy, if you make one mistake with that slider, it is getting absolutely tanked. So anyway, so there's that. But overall, like I said, the gameplay is awesome. The game feels really, really good. I think they did a great job with that. Franchise, my favorite game mode, always has been. I love the whole GM situation. Obviously, I love hopping in and trying to build the Mariners to be actually one of the best teams in baseball. I think there's a lot of good stuff about franchise mode. I really do. I think you could argue there could be more work done with the scouting situation and all that. But as far as having your budget and your draft and all that kind of stuff, I love the calendar situation. I think it's cool, man. This is by far one of my favorite game modes. I put it on Legend difficulty, the hardest difficulty. Grind it out. You build a team. I like, playing a game in the series, simulating a couple, kind of managing too. I think that's pretty fun. That's a pretty fun experience. Especially because with this game, I like to just kind of chill out and play it. There's a couple other games that I like to really compete, like Call of Duty. That's a very competitive one. I'll make some videos about that. I'm not the best Call of Duty player, though. I will say that. I'm like a 1... In like Warzone, I'm like a 1.7 to a 2 KD. So I'm a little above average, but I'm not anything to write home about. This is a little bit of a change in pace for me. I like just relaxing, hitting some bombs, playing some baseball. So overall, that's cool, and I enjoy it. But yeah, I think Diamond Dynasty needs a little bit of work just to balance some things out, because I think what happens is the way it is right now, you've got a massive skill gap of people that have really played the game a ton of hours. I think All-Star is very, very easy for them. I think they hop on and it's so easy for them to just hit nukes. And there should be a point of, I am good and I should be hitting home runs, but also you got to give some people a chance. Like, still allow pitches to be effective. Still allow people to, if they make a good pitch, it shouldn't get hammered. If you make a good pitch in a situation, you shouldn't get hammered. And anyway, so there's that. Also, connectivity and servers. This is something that I run into all the time. I've tried to play a lot of Battle Royale to make YouTube videos on, and I'll play a couple of games, I'll get a couple wins, and then it's like my fourth or fifth game, and all of a sudden my connectivity is just garbage. Like, I'm trying to pitch, the ball's glitching out, his players are glitching out, I'm trying to hit, everything is delayed and slow. And I think part of that has to do with the skill-based matchmaking they have in Battle Royale, which for me, I don't even think should be a thing. I think your ranked should be, every game should be testing your skill. And then I think Battle Royale, it should be whatever high quality of a game is going to be there, put it in, you know? Put us in that game. Me against whoever. Might be somebody worse, might be somebody better. And do it like that. And I think you'd see more people having fun playing the Battle Royale because you would be facing more real people as you progressed. Instead of, you know, you win 4 or 5 games in a row and all of a sudden you're playing against guys that have a 20 times flawless or a 12 flawless. I mean, your average player, it's pretty tough for them to get a flawless, right? So a lot of these flawless guys are pretty good. And it's like, dude, you're only doing that because I've won 4 or 5 games. And I know that because I never play those guys right away. So I think they need to revamp that, and it'll give people a chance. You know, if you get lucky and you just play some people that aren't very good, you know, then you got lucky. That's good. But you shouldn't be punished for winning your games. It's kind of the way I see it. But anyway, that's kind of my thoughts on the game. Overall, I like it. Overall, I like it. It's like some things in this game that are small relatively compared to the rest of the game are affecting some of the big parts of the gameplay. So like the Battle Royale experience, a lot of the pitching stuff that I had talked about is really negatively affecting that and making it almost unplayable sometimes, where you've got a bad connection and you have pitchers who don't have any effective pitches because, you know, maybe I've got 2 guys with sinkers and I got 2 with a cutter and the rest are like fastball, changeup, curveball. It's like I shouldn't have to go in and try to draft only guys with sinkers in order to try to win games. So anyway, just some changes there. Overall, like the game. Like I said, I hope you guys have a Merry Christmas. We'll put out some Battle Royale content. I played a little bit. I don't play BR very much, but I did a little bit. I only went 4-2. It was nothing too serious, but it was a lot of fun. So thanks for tuning in, guys. Appreciate it. I'll catch you on the next one, and y'all take care.